Alright, hello and welcome back, Battledome Baddies. Today we're going to take a look at the level 4 requirement legends. And how good are they on turn 4? How good are they on turn 8? And there's only 4 cards, but all of them have super powerful effects. So let's take a look. What do we have first? We have Angry Tax Beast from the Villains of Neopia team. With the card text, your opponent randomly discards 2 cards from their inventory. Draw 2 cards from your deck. So with some card notes, we have random discard is much better than your opponent's choice. However, it still has the potential to help out your opponent more than hinder them with all the discard interactions and recursions that there are right now. So maybe this card will get even better in the future, but we'll have to wait and see on that one. Technically, this is +3 card advantage because it draws 2 cards, so it replaces itself and gives you an additional card, and then it takes away 2 cards from your opponent, so that is technically a 2 card advantage there. So yeah, if you think of it in terms of that, it's pretty good. It's also best if you play it as soon as possible, so ideally on turn 4 on the first round, because it gets worse the later you go in the rounds and the matches. So with that being said, I think this is a pretty good one-of card that you can include in a deck, so you can search for it later. So with that said, I'll give it 3 stars out of 5. And going right along, we have Iron Skeeth from the Villains of Neopia team, with a card text saying, search your deck for 1 Villains of Neopia legend and play it, ignoring level requirements. One thing to note for this guy, and I believe it's the last card, for some reason they didn't include the team icon in the text box of the card, although they've done that on the previous legends from, I believe, level requirement 4, so we're not really exactly sure what's going on there. But anyways, so some card notes. This breaks the rule of 1 card per turn. You can tutor and play Khan the Unstoppable a turn early if you haven't drawn him, or I guess both copies. So in addition to being able to tutor, so searching your deck for a specific card, this also lets you quote-unquote cheat a card in, because it will be playing it on hypothetically the turn where you have 4 codestones instead of the turn where you have 5 full codestones, which will be the requirement to play Khan the Unstoppable, for example. There are lots of good villains, and you do shuffle your deck after searching for the card. Yeah, it is not a May ability, so you have to do it. And if presumably you will need to have at least 1 card in your deck in order to use this ability, or in order to play this card, and you can fail to find. So if you end up not finding a card, or you forgot that you used all of your villains, you can find 0 cards. So we'll give him 5 out of 5 stars. And yeah, I did include that little note. Irieki is the one that included the little team symbol in the text box, but for some reason this guy didn't. Not sure why, but yeah, it's a very good card, especially because you can use it to get Khan a turn early, which is fantastic, and he is a specific tutor for that card. Next up, we have Mammoth from the Defenders of Neopia team, with the card text, your Neopet can make an additional attack this turn. So, this is one of 2 ways that you can attack for a second time, and if your pet is frozen, this means that you skip one of the attacks, and then you can make the second attack. This is a very good potential finisher, and the way that the additional attack works is you will roll your attack dice, and the defender will roll the defense dice, and then you'll do the agility compare, and then calculate the final damage, and then you'll do that again a second time. So very, very good. Can do a lot of damage. It's going to be useful in basically any deck that relies on attacking, or can make use of like the extra Battledome effects, for example, like the Fairy's Equipment, or cards that give your Neopet +4 attack or something like that. It's very, very good for that. Next up, we have Sergeant Brexis from the Defenders of Neopia team. And just like Iron Skeeth earlier, it lets you search your deck for 1 Defenders of Neopia legend and play it ignoring level requirements. So exactly the same as before, just replace Khan the Unstoppable with Judge Hogg. Very good. Very good. So 5 out of 5. And final rankings, the two tutors and cheaters, and we have 5 out of 5. Mammoth, extra attack, 4 out of 5. Angry tax beast, 3 out of 5 stars, just because of the large number of discard interaction cards and recursion that there is now. Perhaps he will get better in the future sets if they stray away from having cards interacting with the discard, but we'll see. And Iron Ski Sergeant Brexis, they get better the more high ranking or level requirement defenders and villains of Neopia team members get printed and added. So yeah, those are very good cards to pick up, especially early on. And yeah, thanks for watching.